Good evening, everybody, on a Wednesday evening in Houston, Texas, where we've had very little rain today, just hot and humid conditions today and yesterday. So the past couple of days have been quite dry. Tomorrow, heads up. First of all, a lot of activities tomorrow. It's Juneteenth, a lot of parades and celebrations across the area. And there will be a better rain chance on Thursday, 40% chance for scattered showers and thunder showers. Late morning is when they'll begin to bubble up, and they'll last through the middle to late part of the afternoon. Not everybody's going to get wet. It's 40% rain chance, but where they come down, they could be heavy in spots. You know the drill. 30% rain chance on Friday, just a 20% rain chance on a hot, humid, breezy weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And then look ahead to Monday. A new wet weather pattern, I think, comes in starting Monday. With the 50% rain chance going into early next week. We'll look at all of that. Breeze, the sea breeze is jiggling the camera from the Zazas. We're looking down at the reflection pond there at Herman Park. Scattered storms on Thursday. It will be hot and humid in between the showers. Heat index over 100 in many spots. We had that today. Summer solstice is Friday. That's the longest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. And it marks the beginning of calendar summer. Meteorological summer began on June 1st. 95 was the high temp today. That's at Bush. Came at 2:46 in the afternoon. Normal is 93. Record is 103. Set on this day back in 1918. Now, Bush Intercontinental Airport wasn't here back in 1918. That, I believe, would have been taken down near downtown on the banks of Buffalo Bayou, where all the goods were coming in and out of Houston at the time. They had a weather office there. A record low, 1969, of 64 degrees. I think Bush Intercontinental opened in 1970 or 71, 72. I think. Don't quote me on that. Current temps outside right now on what is a little bit of a hazy afternoon as well. There's a little bit of Saharan dust in the sky. Gulf Freeway's moving. Downtown is a little sweaty out there. Let's see. Hobby's 89. Bush is 92. Tomball's 90. Pearland is 89. Galveston is 88. Little southeast breeze at 10 to 15 now. And it feels like 101 at Bush with the humidity factored in. Feels like 103 in Galveston. Hobby feels like 99. Tomball feels like 98. Huntsville feels like 99 out there. It's a beautiful beach evening, but it's a little sweaty out there even at this late hour. Okay, there's been no rain on the radar the past hour or so, but now I see a shower has popped up in Montgomery County. Let me take a moment. Let's zoom in on that. So where you're getting this rain shower, consider yourself lucky, maybe, because it's not going to last long. And yeah, here we go, right up here in the Woodlands. Hello, Woodlands. There you are. A little shower has popped up here, I-45 and 242. There's the Woodlands, so just north of the Woodlands getting that rain shower. It's drifting north. This probably won't last long at all, but a little wet spot on I-45 and then the instant freeze sauna with the humidity coming up because of that shower. So the atmosphere is squeezing out an isolated shower in Montgomery County. Nothing showing up in Harris County right now. We go through the evening just warm and humid. We'll still be above 80 by the time we get to midnight and 1 a.m. So the AC will probably be on at your place to keep it comfortable overnight tonight. We'll go into tomorrow morning. Futuretrack starts at quiet on Thursday morning. That's 7:30 in the morning. You know, an isolated sprinkle is possible, but not likely. Watch what happens as we go into lunchtime. By noon, enough heat so that the models are suggesting, yeah, we're going to begin to see these little showers pop up, especially along our coastal counties by noon. And then that will drift inland as we head toward 1, 2, 3 o'clock. It may be that a pretty good chunk of Harris County gets rain and thunder showers tomorrow by 3 o'clock. Other spots will also be getting a chance for scattered showers, everything drifting north. So by 3 o'clock, it's a 30 to 40% chance you'll be getting wet. Those showers drift north. They fizzle out for the most part as we head into 7:30 on Thursday, maybe an isolated shower lingering. So the big map, Thursday, a few PM storms with sun and clouds and hot and muggy in between. And the map really doesn't change much. We stay with a chance for a few sea breeze showers or a scattered thunder shower on Friday as well. Big picture. So as we head through the weekend in the mid and upper levels, big dome of high pressure is going to settle over the eastern part of the country. That's going to create a heat wave from the Virginias through Pennsylvania to Jersey to New York. They'll have highs in the mid to upper 90s in many spots. Heat ridge. So what you've got is high pressure with a big counterclockwise circulation, and that's in the mid and upper levels. So what this can do and what this is going to do is little pieces of energy will tend to want to rotate around the edge of that ridge of high pressure. Well, we will be on the edge, the southwestern edge of that ridge, as we head into early next week. And models have picked up on a little piece of energy right here. And that will follow the flow and come over southeast Texas as we head into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. And that is going to bring us an enhanced chance for rain and thunder showers. I think it'll be diurnally driven. So in other words, we start in the morning quiet, and then by mid-morning showers beginning to bubble. The heat of the day brings a chance for showers and thunder showers as that piece of energy follows the southwestern side of that clockwise rotation around that high pressure dome. So as we look at Futuretrack, looking out into next week, here's Monday, the 23rd, and that's a decent chance for scattered showers and a thunder shower on the sea breeze in the afternoon. Things then settle down, and then we got another chance for scattered showers again going into Tuesday. So next week, a little better chance for these showers and thunder showers to pop up and give you a drink of water. And that is also reflected a little further out in time, looking at June 24th through the 28th. We are above normal, and you can see how they've got the Gulf Coast from Louisiana down the Texas coast and that little bit better chance for above normal rainfall. The monsoon kicking in across the desert southwest. And then the temperature outlook reflected with that high pressure dome parked over the Virginias. They'll be way above normal there, while a little bit below normal here. And again, that is partially because of that flow, again, flowing around that big ridge, and it brings in moisture not only off the Gulf, but also it can bring moisture up off the Pacific as the monsoonal flow begins to set into the desert southwest and they get their rainy season. Okay, let's talk about hurricane season. Just to recap, hurricane season started June 1st, so we're into hurricane season. But quite often, the first part of June, even through July, the number of storms is very, very low. That's what we're looking at right now. With sea surface temperatures still warming up. Also, there's dust out there early in the season, and that is keeping a lid on activity for now. You can see we peak at September 10th. That's statistical peak of hurricane season. We've got kind of a secondary peak in October, and then we settle down going into the end of November. So I just thought I'd show you what's going on out here right now. These are surface winds. What you've got is the Bermuda High, a big area of surface high pressure sitting out here, big clockwise flow. And that right now, look at the trade winds coming in, the easterlies across the Caribbean and into the Gulf of Mexico. So if a storm is going to form, it will look something like this, little curly Q, a tight curly Q of wind flow at the surface. And we don't have that right now. We can push forward in time all the way into through the weekend, into next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. and there's nothing but easterly flow at the surface across the open Atlantic, the Caribbean, and the Gulf. So that is a sign that nothing is forecast to develop out here, and that's what the Hurricane Center is seeing as well. No development over the next 7 days over the Atlantic Basin, the Caribbean, and the Gulf of Mexico. Again, we just look at what the sea surface temperature and water temperature is doing. This is heat potential. This measures not only the sea surface temperature, but how deep that warm water goes. It's a measure of the total energy that a storm would have if it were to form and go over this area. All right, now there's plenty of energy here, but nothing forming out here. So the energy is building out here in the deeper waters off the open Atlantic Ocean. And I find this interesting. Quite a bit of cyclone heat potential here in the Western Caribbean. You get in the Gulf and there's much less heat potential. Now, again, this heat potential measures the warm water and at depth, like how deep does that warm water go, because the storms will tap all of that energy. Deep warm water is much more favorable for development and for growing a storm. You look at sea surface temperature, and actually here in the Western Caribbean, sea surface temperatures are cooler by a couple degrees than they are here in this part of the Gulf of Mexico, but there's more energy here because that 85-degree temperature goes deeper, warmer, deeper down into the ocean depths. So that's what we look at as far as temperatures go at the surface, 85, closer to the beaches of Galveston. I point out this spot, 87. There's a lot of potential heat energy here in the eastern Pacific, and that is where we have a hurricane. This is now Hurricane Erick. Winds in Erick have come up to 110. It's a strong Cat 2 this afternoon. It's moving west-northwest. This one is going to make landfall early tomorrow morning as a Cat 3 down the coast from Acapulco. So the Pacific coast from Acapulco southeastward is going to take a hard hit from a major hurricane tomorrow. Weakens rapidly in the mountains, but that also brings in a significant flash flood threat for south central Mexico as we head through the next couple of days. East Pac's been busy. So far, the Atlantic is asleep. 78 tomorrow morning in Houston. Humid start, a 20% chance for a scattered shower by lunchtime, and a 40% chance for scattered thunder showers with a high of 93 tomorrow. The extended forecast Friday, a 30% rain chance. Longest day of the year. It's a summer solstice on Friday. Saturday and Sunday are just summer-like. And then there's your enhanced rain chance. Monday, up to a 50% chance for scattered thunder showers. Tuesday, 50%. Wednesday, 40%, as a little wetter weather pattern comes in with those pieces of energy wrapping around that ridge of high pressure. All right, that is where we stand. Have a lovely evening, everybody.